So in this video, we're going to be building a new shelter to put over the bunker entry. Dale digs down under. I'm digging down under me shed. I've been getting this thing painted, getting a real nice coat of paint on that. And then I've been making up these other bits, painting all them and getting them ready. So I've got these guys laid out here, how they'll be sitting when I put them up on the roof. And I've made it so that I've got enough for my 1800 sheet that I got to be cut in half, and it'll span over and give me a little bit hanging over the end to drip off. So I'll get these ones cut up, and that'll give me my first ones ready to go, and I'll use them as a template for the other two sets that I've got to do. I'll get some Dynabolts put into these ones. One hole there, one hole there. Thought I'd just add them to give a little bit of extra weight and get the timber up off the grass, because at the moment she's pretty much just dug in there. I'll crack on with getting all this stuff put together. Oh shit. Oh bloody hell. Jeez, I'm a clumsy bastard. I was about to say I got that all set up ready to go, but give me a second. Alright, take two. I want to be using all of these bloody hex head screws most of the way, the hex drive. But for this one, I've got to set it up with these batten screws, because otherwise she won't hold up flush against the A-frame. So I'm just adding one on each side to this thing, because if you go putting both in, it might be a little bit out of whack, and this will give you a little bit of wiggle room when you're putting it up on top of the beam. I'm not actually saying that I want to use these ones for any reason in particular, not that they're stronger or better, it's just I try and stick with using the exact same type of thing the whole way through, so that way you don't have to change the bit over all the time. So what I've done is I've cut up one of the pieces and got it ready to go, and then I don't bother marking any of the other bits. What I do is I use that as a template, and I run my saw along the edge of that, keep it nice and flush to the bit that I put up there first. I'll get a square and mark a bloody line on here, so that way I know I'm tracking straight, and I cut it using the other piece. If you go marking it out and stuff like that, it always ends up a different size. You never quite get it right. So you just set her in place like that and then hack through it. It does take a little bit of practice. How I go about starting it is I get a little bit of a cut going in this end first, get it a little bit deeper than the rest of it so it'll actually bite in, but don't go too far, just a little bit. Alright, so you can see I've just started it. And then I'll mark this side like I just said, and we'll work off of that line, but we'll keep the saw in that groove that I created now. So once you got that dead straight groove going, then you're pretty much right to go. Now I just got to follow that sucker straight down. Now at this point you got to remember you're cutting on top of something steel, so don't go cutting all the way through. Move it off to the side. Once I know I'm close, I'll just bring it back over the wheelbarrow, leave it resting just a little bit above, and just gently cut through until it's ready to drop off. And you should get yourself a pretty nice looking face on the other side. And if you go and put something straight on it, that's a pretty good cut for a handsaw. Especially from a dodgy bugger like me. There's not much difference in that. And then if you look at the other end, only bloody couple of millimeters in it. That's close enough for what we're doing. We're not making bloody fine cabinetry. Beautiful. One good part about doing this bit is it's actually helping to brace up this mount, you know. There's a little bit of flex in there, and when I put these screws in, that's going to take all that leverage out of that bloody French cleat. Make it a bit stronger. There we go. Those 3 screws squared that up nicely. After I went ahead and did this bit and got it all connected, I went and finished everything else off and didn't bloody bother filming any of it, did I? Just seems to take too long filming every little bit and piece, and I don't even know if you're really interested in seeing all these things that I do, or if you just want to see me dig a bloody hole. So what I did to finish it off, got everything screwed up onto the LVL that I made. Got some nice clear roofing and stuff, looks bloody tip top. So I don't want to be digging too much more with this winch the way that it's set up, because I've just got it hanging on these 2 straps here, you know. If they snap, the whole bloody thing's going to come down the hole at me, and don't want that happening. So what I've done is I've actually drilled some holes all the way through the beam. We can yank this sucker out of here. We'll have a quick look up in there. So they go all the way through to the top, and I'll put a bit of plate up there as well to stop the bolt from pulling back through. And then I'll get that uni strut channel that I've got on order, and it'll continue all the way along. And then I'll put the hangers on each one of these bolts, and then I'll be able to hang the channel underneath, and then put the bearings with the cradles onto that winch, and we'll be able to just swing the dirt out of the hole. There's just one more thing that I've got to get fixed up though before we go back down the hole. After I've done the uni strut, I can't really start digging out any dirt yet. All this area here run along the side, as I tunnel along, it's likely to bloody collapse in underneath the shed. What I'm going to have to do to fix that, get some dowel pins and drill in some dowel pins all along that slab, and then concrete across to here, and then I'll probably dig a bit of a thickening beam along that edge, and then that's going to allow for a little bit of counterweight on that slab hopefully, and it'll tie these 2 slabs together as well, and it'll stop the water from eroding everything in, because as I dig along that face, I reckon she's all just going to fall in. So I think that's going to alleviate that problem before it happens. Another bloody job to do before we can do a job, but it's worth doing because it's only going to cause problems later. That's going to be the only face I've got to do it on too. Thought I'd spend this last minute or so of the video just to ask you some questions. Do you want to see me do that concreting down the side there and fix all that bit up? Or do I not bother videoing it and just wait till I get back into the tunnel? Alright, well, let us know. I'm supposed to say bloody like, comment, subscribe, but do whatever the hell you like, you know. I'm not going to tell you what to bloody do. Remember, small knocks break bloody big rocks. See you next time.